Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video. So in today's video, I wanted to do a story time because there's this friend of mine called Michelle Pearl Clover, and she's told me that maybe I should do a little bit more personal videos, which made me go and think, why shouldn't I do a video about my recent trip to Paris, which I literally came back from about 15 hours ago. Yep, I did go to Paris recently, and that is also the reason why I did not make an update video last Wednesday. I have never missed an update video unless it is super necessary for like a trip or something. For example, when I go to Spain for 3 weeks during summer, I make update posts, etc. But this time it was a school trip, which means I barely had time to do that this time. And I'm sorry if I seem a little sick, like you can hear that in my voice sometimes that when I'm sick, but I'm having a horrible cold at the moment, so I'm sorry if that annoys you or anything. But yeah, I was in Paris, and since my friend advised me to make some more personal videos, I decided to make a video about my trip to Paris. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you a lot of pictures from Paris, and yeah, I hope you'll enjoy, so let's get straight into it. So let's go ahead and start where it all started. So my school hired a bus, and I think in total it took us about 7 hours to get to Paris, which is quite long considering with a car you do about 4 up to 5 hours. We left around 5 a.m. in the morning, or actually that's a lie. We had to be there at 5 a.m. in the morning, and we left around 5:30 a.m. Then we arrived around noon, which is 12 o'clock in Paris, and that adds up to around 7 hours, I guess. Anyways, when we got to Paris, we didn't even go straight to the hotel to drop off our stuff, etc. But we first went to Le Château de Versailles. If you don't know what Versailles is, it is basically some sort of castle. It's like basically the house of a lot of French rulers and kings, etc. If you do want to know more, Google is there for a reason, so go search it up if you do want to know more. So we went to visit the garden of Versailles. We didn't actually go into the whole building of Versailles, but we did go into Grand Trianon, which is the miniature version of Versailles, and it was so beautiful in there. It gives you Middle Ages vibes like crazy, and it's just really admirable. I was walking around there and I was just kind of astonished and speechless at how pretty it could be in a place. And we took a lot of pictures with my classmates, and it was so much fun there. But yeah, after that we went off with the bus again and went to the hotel finally, so we could drop off our stuff and then go to Le Musée du Louvre. And honestly, if you ever get the chance to visit the Louvre Museum, do it. It is so beautiful in there, and I loved it a lot. I am pretty sure we all know what I'm talking about, right? The Louvre Museum is the museum in Paris, which has a 1.5 kilometer long gallery full of paintings, and it also has this glass pyramid where you see a lot of pictures online, and it's just very beautiful, and it made me go like, whoa, this is insane. And in there you had so many paintings, including the Mona Lisa, which we call La Joconde en français. It is so pretty in there. If you ever get the chance to visit the Louvre, you have to. When we came out of the Louvre Museum, we still had one more thing to visit, and that was Le Notre Dame de Paris. Le Notre Dame is a church in Paris, and we even had a picture of it, which for the record, my classroom teacher drew. He has his own comic book and stuff. It's really cool, but he drew that, and we put it on our sweaters for our trip to Paris. That's a thing in our school. Every time we go on a trip in another country, we make a sweater for that trip, which makes it very easy to recognize people from your group, especially in a city like Paris. So this is definitely something I do recommend to do if you ever go on a trip to another country, or maybe another state if you live in America. It's just really easy. After that, we decided it would be a good idea to go back to the hotel and get some sleep. So when we got back to the hotel around midnight, We didn't even go straight to bed. We stayed up until like 1:30 a.m., which was not a good plan because we had to wake up at 6 p.m. the next morning. What am I saying? 6 a.m. of course, and then we had breakfast at 7, and then at 9 we left to go to the walkthrough of Paris that my school had planned. So we started off at La Place du Concorde, and from there we walked all the way to the Champs-Élysées. I can tell you that maybe you do not want to do that if you don't want to be walking for for about half an hour. I don't think it took us half an hour, but it definitely took quite some time. So when we arrived at the Champs-Élysées, we took some pictures and then we went off to apparently this castle something over here from Napoleon or something, because there is a statue of Napoleon in there. But I don't know what it's called exactly. But yeah, we just had to take a picture there because apparently it was in our list of things to see during our mini city trip, I guess. So we took a picture and then we went back to La Place du Concorde because we had to go to Le Jardin des Tuileries, which was really cool to take a look at. We even saw Caesar, and for those who don't know, I study Latin at school and Caesar plays a big role in that, so it was super cool to see this statue of Caesar. When we finished at Le Jardin des Tuileries, we still had to eat, so we decided to go on to Le Carrousel du Louvre, and we ate something, and then it was finally time for our chosen activities. I chose Le Musée d'Orsay, which is again another art museum. I loved it so much in there. It used to be une gare, which is French for a train station, I believe. Like I said, it was another art museum, and it had this huge clock, which was so beautiful. Here's a picture of me standing in front of it. It was just really, really cool, and I loved it so much in there. After having seen almost everything in that museum, which was around 5 p.m., we went to Le Sacré-Cœur, which is a very beautiful church on top of a hill in Paris. It's like almost outside of Paris. It's the oldest part of Paris, and it was really, really cool to look at that. The view up there was absolutely amazing. Here is a picture of it. I loved it so much. And then afterwards, we went and walked a little through Montmartre. Montmartre is the little part of Paris where Le Sacré-Cœur is located. So we walked through Le Montmartre and it was very pretty. We also went to a restaurant there and the food was very good. We loved it. And after also having seen a wall with a million I love yous on there in different languages, we went and saw Le Montparnasse. And to be exact, the view from on top of this huge building. From up there you could see the Eiffel Tower, you could see the Champs-Élysées, you could see so many other things, and it was really, really beautiful. But meanwhile, everybody was super, super tired. I even laid on the ground inside of the building because I just really wanted to sleep. Luckily, it was our last activity for that day, so we went back to the hotel. I first had a shower, then went to sleep, got up from bed around 7:20 in the morning, went to breakfast at 7:30 in the morning, and then we got ready to go ahead and visit the Eiffel Tower. Now, if there is one thing that literally everybody knows about Paris, it is that the Eiffel Tower is located in that city. So obviously, we had to visit it. School had booked for up until the second floor, but honestly, I have a condition with my knees, so I couldn't get to the second floor, but I did go to the first one. So here are some pictures, a video as well, I believe, and it was just very cool. The Eiffel Tower is actually a really pretty building, you know? And if you think about it, this building was built in 1889. It is 130 years old this year, and honestly, if you just think about it, it is really, really magical how those people managed to create something like that back in those days. So yeah, we went to visit the Eiffel Tower and then we went to La Défense, which is the business district of Paris. It's super, super modern. It's very, very admirable actually. I didn't think I was gonna like it that much, but it's very cool in there. And when we arrived there, we had the opportunity to do whatever we wanted for about 3.5 hours. So what did I do with my friends? We went shopping, obviously. Now, I have never been to a Sephora in my life, so in Paris, it was the first time. These beauty gurus that I like to watch always talk about Sephora, 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 and I just really wanted to visit it for once. So we went into some stores, like I said, Sephora, some Zara, and we saw some stuff, you know. We also got some Starbucks, which was delicious. I liked it a lot. And then we went back with the subway because we had been using the subway all the time for the past few days back then, and yeah, we went back to La Défense with the subway, and that's basically where our trip ended. We took the subway to the place where our bus was located and went back to Belgium with the bus. We left around 20 past 5 p.m. in Paris and arrived back home around 20 past 11 p.m. And you know, that's when my parents picked me up and I literally came home and jumped in my bed. It was such a crazy and exhausting trip, but I still did enjoy it very, very much. So yeah, that was basically my experience with Paris, and even though the hotel I stayed at really wasn't that amazing, I still really loved the trip. I hope you can hear that in my voice and my tone and the way I speak, and yeah, I think we have come to the end of this video. I'm curious now, have you ever been to Paris, and what have you visited? What did you like the most? Just tell me everything about it if you have gone. And if you haven't gone, do you want to go? That's the question. Do you want to go after watching this video, or have you always wanted to go? I am a huge lover of traveling, which I do want to travel a lot later after finishing school, but yeah, what do you think? Do you want to go to Paris or not? Anyways, I want to thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, and it would help me out so much. Also, subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications so you'll never ever miss out on any videos of mine, and yeah, I hope I'll see you on Wednesday with a brand new update video. Bye guys!